Who's excited for Dragon's Dogma 2? It's about a week or two away. People have been pumped for a long time. It's a sequel to a 10-year-old game that people probably didn't expect a sequel was ever going to come out for. So the hype is there. Everyone's looking forward to it. Or so I thought, because there are a group of people who are absolutely melting down. They were previously looking forward to it. Now they're talking about boycotting it, just like with Hogwarts Legacy. Don't play this game because Capcom, the Dragon's Dogma 2 team, they support transphobia, racism, all the isms, all the phobes. And they've come to this conclusion because they've involved Asmongold in the game to a very small degree. So to sum up how this all started, a tweet was sent out by the Dragon's Dogma Twitter, and they said, introducing the second round of Dragon's Dogma 2 official pawns. Now joining the fray is an assortment of streamers, YouTubers, I assume, and one of them is Asmongold. So basically, in Dragon's Dogma, you can bring along followers, essentially. They're called pawns who'll assist you in combat. And to support the marketing of the game, they've obviously included some e-celebrities that you can choose to bring along and maybe get some people excited about having their favorite streamer tag alongside them in their adventure. Now, I don't really care about this personally. If I'm playing an RPG, I just want to immerse myself in the game world. I don't really need streamers, YouTubers coming along with me. I'll consume that content outside of the game. But I think it's fine if it's there and it helps sell more copies and there's more chance we get future RPGs, future Dragon's Dogma games, then whatever. But some people are so mad that Asmongold has been included. He's now essentially in the game. He's in Dragon's Dogma 2 to some extent. And these people are not happy. For instance, we've got Robin B here, who says, I emerged from my COVID haze 4 years later and you're still whinging about what feels like a cold, essentially. Come on. To see Capcom using someone who just mainstreamed a hate campaign against marginalised people in gaming to promote Dragon's Dogma. Now, what this person is referring to, again, I don't know if it's a she, her, or what's going on. You never know on Twitter these days. But what they are referring to is that Asmongold made some videos about Sweet Baby Inc., criticising them, as many people have. I've done the same. Sweet Baby Inc. are insane. They need to be stopped. It's good to see someone like Asmongold getting the word out about it. And what I will say is most of Asmongold's takes, they're not really controversial. He usually sits somewhere in the middle on most issues. And if you're just a common sense person, you're somewhat normal, even if you agree or disagree, you're rarely going to be massively pissed off with him. That's what you would think. However, a lot of these people, unless you are 100% for them in every possible way, you agree with every little thing that they support, whether it's trans issues or Sweet Baby Inc. or whatever it might be, if you're not 100% for them, they immediately brand you as bigot, you're a transphobe, you are the scum of the earth. And that's what they've done with Asmongold recently. Because of his videos specifically on Sweet Baby Inc., maybe some other similar stuff, they are absolutely melting down about anything to do with them. So they're claiming that he's mainstreamed a hate campaign against marginalised people. Now, he definitely got the word out there to some extent, but people are already talking about it because people, they've had enough of Sweet Baby Inc., they've had enough of the agendas They've had enough of the genders being pushed into games. This was going to blow up with or without Asmongold. And these people like to blame it on people like him because they don't want to accept that the mainstream, the everyday person, the everyday gamer, does not like them. And they are sick of the agendas that they push. And she concludes here with, I just wish the games industry wasn't embarrassing and actively dangerous at every turn. Well, I had a look at the person's Twitter. They claim to be in the games industry, but every single tweet is about Israel versus Palestine. You don't even talk about games. You only bring them up when it's politically related. You don't care about the industry. I'm going back to bed. Very good. How about you hibernate there? We'll see you another time. And this next person. Is it Asmongold, the racist, transphobic grifter, who openly hopes artists lose jobs and also lives in a pile of roaches? his own shit, and his tooth blood smeared on his wall. A couple of things here. First, they call him a grifter. Now, this is important because the word grifter is going to come back to bite them in a second. The second point is, I see this a lot, where these supposed inclusive people, they're just trying to stop the evil people who aren't 100% on board with them. But when there is anyone that they dislike or disagree with, then it's apparently fair game to criticize their lifestyle, their appearance, personally insult them. You think of, say, Donald Trump. How many times has he been called like a fat moron? Oh, he's this, he's ugly, all of that sort of stuff. But if you do the same thing, if you insult anyone's physical appearance that they support, if it's a woman or it's a trans person or something, if you say something about their physical appearance, you're apparently a total monster. You are insane and you're just terminally online. That's why you're saying all this stuff. But if they criticize anyone for how they look, apparently it's fine because they're picking on a bad guy and all the rules go out the window. Well, I will say this. They mentioned the tooth blood smeared on the wall. Now, as far as I know with Asmongold, the reason that happened, that he did smear the wall with his tooth or blood that maybe came from something happening to his tooth, there's a couple of reasons. He hasn't always been a rich streamer. I believe before he got into content creation, he was quite poor and he couldn't afford to go to the dentist. It may also have been a fear of going to the dentist. And so these people are basically saying, oh, you're too poor to go to the dentist and you're living like this? What a pathetic loser you are. Do you think that if we criticised a left-leaning person who could not afford to get medical care, and we said, you're pathetic, you can't even afford medical care, go to the dentist, what's wrong with you? If we said that, they'd be accepting. They would melt down. They would see that as front page news, that you're marginalising people, you're an elitist, what's wrong with you? But apparently because you don't like what this person said about Sweet Baby Inc., all your ideals, all these supposed morals, your values, they go out the window. Okay then, that doesn't surprise me. And they say, how this guy has even one watcher still absolutely baffles me. Well, I've seen some of his content, some of it's quite entertaining. The other people on the list of the pawns, I mean, I've never seen any of them. A lot of people here are saying, oh, they're hard-working content creators, unlike Asmongold. Are they entertaining, though? I don't know, because if they're not funny, if they're not interesting to watch, I don't really care. But the funny part, the best part, is this person who called Asmongold a grifter then says this in a follow-up tweet. Asmongold's fans have found this, so I'm going to go ahead and mute. But before I go, why not help a cute trans girl with her HRT, which is like surgery for being a trans person, hormone stuff to turn from a boy into a gal, as she puts it. So after calling someone a grifter, they're now asking for money. They want us to give them money to get this surgery. Help Nora afford HRT. There are people starving in the world. They can't even get access to clean water. And you want us to give you money so you can continue your cosplay arc. You want to talk about criticizing anyone's lifestyle. How do you feel when people do it to you? When people are not accepting of what you're doing, which I'm sure happens a lot, and I bet you whinge about it a lot. So maybe look in the mirror before you start attacking someone else for how they live their life, especially if maybe things haven't always been good for them and they've had a hard time in the past. I thought you were sympathetic for that sort of stuff. And then we've got a different sort of clown here. So a bit different from the previous two. This person says, can't believe I've spent half my life telling people that Dragon's Dogma is the greatest fantasy RPG I've ever played, and getting everyone I can to play it, along with owning literally every version. Oh wow, you bought every version. Switch, Steam, congratulations. And somehow, this fucker Asmongold gets a pawn that's official. So what are you saying? Because you are basically a useful idiot for Capcom and you were telling people to buy it, you were doing their marketing and advertising for them, and then you spent your own money, wasted your own money on buying 5 different versions of the game, you apparently deserve an official pawn so we can play as you in the game. Wow, that's going to appeal to a few people. Here's a reality check. Capcom are not doing this because they like these streamers or they care about them or even to reward them in some way. The only reason they're doing this is these creators have a following, and if they pop them into Dragon's Dogma 2, then maybe some of their fans will buy the game and they'll be interested, and word of mouth that gets around, Dragon's Dogma 2 is more of a success. It's the only reason that they're doing this. They don't give a fuck about how much money you've spent or the friends that you've told. Great, you've enjoyed the game, that's all you're entitled to, is a good game that's not a scam, doesn't rip you off. Be happy with that, move on. And people have been making compilations of these people, heaps of tweets. You've got someone here, ain't nobody using Asmongold's porn. Well, there probably are some people doing it because Capcom have added it into the game for a reason. They know he's quite popular and some people might be interested. Asmongold is the person who doesn't even know how to play the game. Need to make sure I avoid their porn. Who cares if they know how to play it or not? Is that what it is? As I've said, it's a marketing tactic. They pick someone popular, throw them in. I'm pretty sure Ian McShane did a voiceover for Dragon's Dogma 2 very recently. Do you think he cares about the game or is even going to play it? No, he's an awesome actor, fantastic voice. But he's got nothing really to do with the game or any passion for it. He doesn't need to. You're hiring someone for that sort of work. It's the same with this marketing. It's just about return on investment. And adding someone who's popular in, maybe it does that. That's what all this is about. I'm deleting Asmongold's porn from my damn game. Apparently this person, this creator, is living rent-free in these people's heads. They're losing their mind. It all comes back to the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff. They can't accept it, that no one cares about their takes, their feelings, about what they think games should be. They should all be inclusive and progressive, at least in the way that we say. It's not going to happen. Gamers are fighting back, and I bet you Capcom don't give a toss about this. They're happy to put Asmongold in here. They're happy to support what we, the gamers, really want, not these crazy people, and I hope Capcom just continue on, because they've done some decent stuff recently, and I hope Dragon's Dogma 2 turns out to be really good. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.